Hi friends, as we have covered two lecturers on social security in India, now we will be covering the third lecturer. In previous lecture we have left it at Employee Insurance Act of 1948. We will be covering all those acts in the upcoming lecturers. But in the present lecturers, now we will be covering the social security schemes in India. Indian social security schemes cover the following types of social insurances. Those are: first one is pension, health insurance and medical benefit, disability benefit, maternity benefit, and gratuity. What are those? The pension, health insurance and medical benefit, disability benefit, maternity benefit, and gratuity. In India, the coverage gap is about 90%. Try to understand, the coverage gap is about 90%. You should understand what exactly is the coverage gap. In India, there are two types of sectors. One is formal sector, and another one is informal sector. In formal sector, there is nearly in informal sector there is nearly 90% of workforce, whereas in formal sector it is only for 10%. That means out of 100 peoples, only 10 peoples are in the formal sectors, and those are the people who are getting the benefit of social security, whereas the informal sector, that is 90 peoples, are unable to get those securities. And that's nothing but this coverage gap. It is about 90% of the total estimated workforce. Coverage gap refers to the workers who do not have access to any formal schemes for old age income. That is, they do not have any access to any formal schemes for old age income. While a great deal of the Indian population is in the unorganized sector and may not have an opportunity to participate in each of these schemes. Indian citizens in the organized sectors and their employers are entitled to coverage under the above schemes. So, in order to cover the unorganized sector, which is about 90% of the Indian population, recently Government of India has brought many of the schemes. There are two major social security plans in India. Two major social security plans in India. Those are Employee Provident Fund Organization and the Employee State Insurance Corporation. One is Employee Provident Fund Organization and the other is Employee State Insurance Corporation. The Employee Provident Fund Organization runs a pension scheme and an insurance scheme. What does EPF runs? It runs a pension scheme and an insurance scheme. All of these are supposed to grant the EPF members and their families benefits for old age, disability, and support in case of primary breadwinner dies. That means if at all a person is working and he is the only sole worker who brings income to the family, if at all he dies, then EPFO is the one organization which supports his family through the income support. The next is Employee State Insurance Corporation. Employee State Insurance Corporation covers low earning employees providing them with basic health care and social security schemes. Remember, Employee State Insurance Corporation covers low earning employees. That is, if at all a person is earning less than 15,000 per month, then it is compulsory for him to opt for ESIC. Whereas a person earning more than 15,000, that is more than 15k, then it is not obligatory for him to opt for ESIC. It is his wish that he can enroll in ESIC. But if at all a person is earning less than 15k per month, then it is compulsory for him to enroll in Employee State Insurance Corporation Act. Originally aimed at factory workers, first ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation Act, it was originally aimed for factory workers. But this coverage was extended to include greater parts of the population. Example, employees in hospitals or educational institutions. The ESI scheme has been implemented in all states. This is important. It has been implemented in all states excluding Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. Excluding Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. If at all you know which are the 7 states of Northeast, then do comment in this section below. ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation Act, is applicable to all the states in India except 2 states. Those are, first is Manipur and second is Arunachal Pradesh. Now, recently India has launched many of the schemes to cover the unorganized sectors and to bring them the social security in their life. We will be discussing majority of the schemes that has been launched recently by Government of India. Recently launched schemes. First we will discussing Atal Pension Yojana. What is Atal Pension Yojana? Under the Atal Pension Yojana, subscribers would receive a fixed minimum pension at the age of 60 years. This is important. They will be receiving the pension at the age of 60 years because 60 years is normally a retiring age in any of the organization. Depending on their contributions, with itself about would vary on the age of joining the Atal Pension Yojana. Remember, Atal Pension Yojana has an option to join at the age of 18 till the age of 40. And depending on your age, the contribution that you make in order to get the pension will also vary. Depending on the contributions, which itself would vary on the age of joining the Atal Pension Yojana. The central government would also co-contribute 50%. That means if at all you are contributing 300 rupees per month, then even central government will contribute this 300 rupees. It is co-contributed 50% of the total contribution or rupees 1000 per annum, whichever is lower for a period of 5 years. This is important for a period of 5 years. Just a minute, please. Fine. The central government would contribute 50% of the total contribution. That means if at all you are providing 300 rupees, then it may contribute 150. Okay. Otherwise, if at all you are contributing 2000 rupees per month, then it will contribute 1000 rupees. Central government. But if at all you are contributing 2500 rupees, then central government will not entail to contribute 1250 rupees, but it will be contributing max to max 1000 rupees. Okay, because it is the maximum limit that the central government can contribute. Fine. Whichever is lower for a period of 5 years, it will be contributed for a period of 5 years who are not members of any statutory social security scheme, who are not income taxpayers. These are two conditions. If at all you want to enroll in Atal Pension Yojana, you should not be a beneficiary of any statutory social security scheme or you should not be an income taxpayer. The next point, the pension would also be available to spouse on the death of the subscriber. If at all, assume that I am the beneficiary of Atal Pension Yojana and due to some reason before the age of 60 I will die, or after the age of 60 if at all I die, then my spouse will get this benefit that the pension will be half of the original pension. Next, the minimum age of joining Atal Pension Yojana is 18 years and the maximum age is 40 years. Remember, the bracket is 18 to 40 years. This is the bracket, that is Atal Pension Yojana. You can join the Atal Pension Yojana if at all you are above 18 years and below 40 years. Fine. Next, we will be dealing with the next scheme that has been recently enrolled by the Government of India. The Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana. Under the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana, life insurance of rupees 2 lakh would be available on the payment of premium of rupees 330 per annum by the subscribers. Do remember these numbers as these may be asked in the examinations. It is 330 rupees per annum. That is per year. Remember, it is for per year. Okay, 330 rupees per annum by the subscribers. The Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana will be made available to people in the age group of 18 to 50 years. This is important. It will be made available in the age group of 18 to 50 years. Whereas Atal Pension Yojana is for 18 to 40 years and this is for 18 to 50 years. Having a bank account from where the premium would be collected through the facility of auto debit, that is in Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, there is a facility of auto debit from your accounts. The next scheme that we will be dealing with Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana. Under the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana, the risk coverage will be rupees 2 lakh for the accidental death and full disability. If at all you are a worker in any factory and due to some reason, if you got completely handicapped or disabled, and if at all a person dies, then he will be covered with a rupees 2 lakh rupees. If at all there is a personal disability, if at all there is a partial disability, then he will be getting 1 lakh rupees. For this, he need to pay a premium of 12 rupees per annum. Do remember, it is just 12 rupees. 10 plus 2, 12 rupees. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana. The next, the scheme will be available to people in the age group of 18 to 70 years. Do remember, it is 18 to 70 years. Atal Pension Yojana, it was 18 to 40 years. Then Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana, it was 18 to 50 years. And for this scheme, it is 18 to 70 years with a bank account from where the premium would be collected through the facility of auto debit. Even in this, you have a facility of auto debit. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. This is the other scheme that has been enrolled recently. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. That is PM Kisan Yojana. Under this scheme, the government has promised a direct payment of rupees 6,000 in 3 equal installments of rupees 2,000 each for every 4 months. That is quarterly you will be getting 2,000 rupees into the Aadhaar bank accounts of eligible landholding small and marginal farmer families. This scheme is very important. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. Under this scheme, the government has promised a direct payment of rupees 6,000 rupees. It will be not be a direct one time installment, but in 3 installments you will be getting 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 2,000. It will be total 6,000 rupees per quarterly. The next scheme is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. These names are in Hindi. If at all you are able to understand Hindi, then understanding these schemes is very easy. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently launched a pension scheme for farmers from Ranchi, Jharkhand. That is, this scheme was launched from Ranchi, Jharkhand. Under this scheme, the farmers between the age of 18 and 40 years of age will get rupees 3,000 monthly pension after reaching the age of 60. Again, here the bracket is 18 to 40 years. They will get a pension of 3,000 per monthly at the reaching of 60 years of age. The scheme has an outlay of 10,774 crore for the next 3 years. That is, it has been rolled for the next 3 years and the amount that has been allotted for this scheme is 10,774 crore rupees. All small and marginal farmers with less than 2 hectares. Do remember, now this condition has been removed. So there is no need to remember this condition that 2 hectares. Now all the farmers are eligible for this and who are currently between the age of 18 to 40 years can apply for this scheme. Registration for the Farmers Pension Scheme was started on August 9, 2019. Do remember this name because this can be asked in the examination. It was enrolled in 2019 and the registration has been started from August 9, 2019. The Life Insurance Corporation of India (LIC) has been appointed as the insurer for the scheme. Who is the insurer for this scheme? It is for the PM Kisan Yojana, that is Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. Life Insurance Corporation of India has been appointed as the insurer of the scheme. The farmers will have to make a monthly contribution of rupees 55 to rupees 200. That is, depending upon their age, the contribution will vary and it will be between a bracket of rupees 55 to rupees 200, depending on the age of the entry in the pension fund till they reach the retirement date. This is an optional scheme. Do remember this sentence. It is an optional scheme. The government started registrations for the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Mandhan Yojana on August 9, 2019. The enrollment for the voluntary scheme is being done through the common service centers. It is done through the common service centers located across the country. That is, common service centers have been located all over the country. The center, this point is very important. Do note it. The center pays rupees 30 to CSC, that is Common Service Center, for every enrollment to ensure that the scheme witnesses maximum coverage. In order to cover the maximum population of the India, the center will pay rupees 30 for each enrollment for Common Service Center. Then, as we all know that 90% of our population, that is Indian population, is an unorganized sector, and most of them are private businessmen who are unable to earn maximum amount or the needful amount and are unable to secure their pension life or retirement age. Therefore, the central government has came out with a new scheme called Pradhan Mantri Lagu Vyapari Mandhan Yojana 2019. Pradhan Mantri Lagu Vyapari Mandhan Yojana 2019. The new scheme that offer pension coverage for trading community has launched from Jharkhand. It was launched from Jharkhand. To remember, PM Kisan Yojana has been also launched from Jharkhand. This scheme has also been launched from Jharkhand. Under this scheme, all shopkeepers, to remember it is all shopkeepers, retail traders and self-employment persons are ensured or assured a minimum monthly, it is minimum, not maximum, it is minimum monthly pension of rupees 3000 per month after attaining the age of 60 years. All the small shopkeepers and self-employed persons are, as well as the retail traders with GST turnover below 1.5 crore rupees. That is, if at all you are a Vyapari or a businessman, and if at all your GST turnover is less than 1.5 crore rupees per year, then you are eligible to enroll in this scheme and your age should be between 18 to 40 years. The scheme would benefit more than 3 crore small shopkeepers and traders. The scheme is based on self declaration as no documents are required except Aadhaar and bank account. It is required for your validation. It is Aadhaar card and bank account. Interested persons can enroll through common service centers across the country. To be eligible, the applicants should not be covered under the National Pension Scheme, Employee State Insurance Scheme, and the Employees Provident Fund or be an income tax SSC. That is, if at all you want to enroll in this Lagu Vyapari Mandhan Yojana, then you should not be covered under any of the National Pension Scheme, Employee State Insurance Act, Employee Provident Fund, or you should not be income tax payee. Then the central government will make matching contribution. Do remember, it will make matching contribution same amount as subscriber contribution, whereas in the previous we have seen that it was the 50% that the central government will pay, but here it is the matching contribution. That is, if at all you are paying 300, then central government will also be paying 300. Okay, it is matching contribution, that is equal amount as subsidy into subscribers pension account every month. 5 crore traders are expected to join the scheme in the next 3 years. Okay. So these are the schemes that have been enrolled by the central government. And we have discussed majority of the schemes. I think these schemes will be sufficient for the examination point of view. If at all we consider the UPSC EPFO that has been fixed in May 2021. If at all you have any queries, then do question it in comment section. We will be answering your queries. Thanks for watching the video. Do subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.